Hello everyone. Today I have a special treat. So from what I was told, this is like a 1958 or 1959 Toro Whirlwind. I know it's a Toro Whirlwind, obviously, but I don't know what year it is. And I really don't know any of the history. The cool part is this is not like some estate sale or, anything like that, or garage sale or anything. This is actually from my great grandmother's house. So this was sitting in the attic. Yeah, you heard me right, the attic. No idea why it was in the attic. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, but I'm not sure how it looks on video. I can't really tell. But believe it or not, this thing's actually in really good condition, and I would have to say that it was probably due to the fact that it was in the freaking attic. No idea why. It's such an odd place to take a lawnmower. I mean, you literally had to walk it into the house and then carry it all the way up the stairs into the attic. Okay. um, doesn't really make sense to me, but yeah. It's pretty sweet. I mean, it's got some scratching and stuff, but last night we were okay. So I guess I should try to give some more history real quick of what I know before I start talking about what I did. Um, there's a little not get together. It was like a fundraiser event, and the farmhouse is really close, and I wanted to go out there, so we went out there with my family, and we're just looking around and kind of trying to figure out if I should like even be talking about what's happening out there, what's not. It doesn't really matter. The house had just sold. It's split between two family members, and that's not us. But they're cleaning crap out as of recently. They're cleaning out stuff in the attic and cleaning. And all of a sudden, she said when they were pulling out a bunch of boxes, they unveiled that, and they've been hauling crap off to scrap. And unfortunately, something that'll probably upset some people watching this video because you're probably interested in old mowers. I want to say 1980s, so not terrible. 1970s, actually, I'd say. 70s to 80s, aluminum deck Toro got recycled. It got taken off to scrap. As much as I hate to say it, I know. I wanted it. I didn't ask. I wish I did, but I don't have like a direct contact to both sides of the house. My dad has contact to our old side of the house, but the other side of the house, we don't have contact with that guy. And he's not mean or anything. It's just, we don't have contact. So I didn't want to just take the mower and then be like, oh yeah, so we took your thing, and didn't ask you before we just took it. Anyway, I out of respect and just not wanting to be stealing people's crap, I didn't ask, and I just left it out there, and it got hauled off to scrap. Oh man, I mean, it needed work, but this one's a lot nicer than that one was. But still, man, that just sucks. There's still another one out there. It's an electric mower from like 1955 or something. I don't know. I think it's around there. But it's still sitting in the summer kitchen. Anyway, this was in the attic, and it was on the other side of the house or whatever, but we didn't know who owned it. Nobody knew anything about it. It's been in the attic for over 50 years. And so I asked the lady on our side, and she said, I don't care. She said, you just have to go ask him just to verify. She said, I'm sure he doesn't want it either. She said, because I know I don't want it. And so I went and asked the other guy, which is basically the guy that kind of gets rid of all the old junk anyway they've been cleaning out. And he said, yeah, so you can have it. So you can have fun playing with it, whatever. I don't care. He said otherwise, whatever we pull out of there and decide we're not going to keep, which he said, you know, that's something we would definitely just rip out of there because there's no reason to have a lawnmower in the attic. It's useless to us. He said we would just take that off to scrap. So yes, this was going to go to scrap. Not immediately. It probably would have sat up there for, who knows, another 5 months to a year. Or 6 months to a year, I should say. But yes, this would have made it off to scrap. Nobody else in the family wanted it. So that's how I got my hands on this classic Toro Whirlwind. Anyway, last night I pulled the string over, just barely. I think the oil may have been drained, but I just barely pulled it. Not like ripped it back. I just carefully, just to feel if it had compression, and it does. Also, it sparked. Yes, this thing has spark. But it was sitting in an attic, so it's really not in a corrosive area. Again, that's why it's so nice. So anyway, other than the fact that the rear tires are quite bald, you can see just the overall condition is quite nice. It's rather dirty, but obviously a little bit of cleaning with a brush and some soapy water would do some real good on the old girl. I don't know what year it's from. I'm sure it's on that front placard. Toro. My only assumption for the pipe that is literally jammed into the exhaust port would be the fact that they probably had a smaller muffler on this mower from the factory, and it probably needed a muffler at some point, and so they put this guy on, but it probably didn't fit straight across. It looks like it would have rammed into this handlebar bracket, and so that's my assumption, is it just didn't fit. And so they just took a piece of 45, a Street 90 45, and not Street 90, a Street 45, my bad. And then they put the exhaust out of that. As for everything else, it looks original. It looks like a factory Briggs pull cord. May have had a cap on it. I don't think it did. I think this is just how it was. But I mean, she's clean, and this is the first mower I've ever had that has no safety on it. There's no pull bar. I have an old snapper that I love. It's been in the family for, I don't know, a long time. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and give history on crap. This is the oldest mower we've gotten by far. The oldest mower I've ever owned was from like 1982. So this is the oldest, which is I think 58 or 59 from what people are saying on Facebook. So, for starters, before we start spraying this thing, I wanted to show you. I kind of feel like it might have a leak since somebody left a paper towel underneath of it. Look at this. It's all yellow and gross, and I think a mouse may have gotten to it. Kind of looks like a mouse was nibbling on it, and might be some poop there. There's probably piss all over this thing too. It's got some mold in it. But see, you can kind of see the outline of the floral plant. I mean, look how old the paper towel is. Obviously not really anything to be fascinated by, but kind of neat to me. I didn't grow up in the era, okay? And then there's this little aluminum tray, and at first I thought the deck had gotten broken, and I figured, oh, you know, when the deck got busted, they just stuck this little aluminum patch plate in to seal it up. But after flipping it and looking at the bottom, it actually has like a, it already has a, I'm not really sure if it's on camera or not. There it is. It's, the deck's made that way. So that's like factory, almost as if, I guess, something else is missing. I don't know. I really didn't see any pictures online. I'll have to just dig a little deeper, I guess. But, yeah. The carburetor is clean, for anybody curious. It still has oil in it, and it's clean. This thing is insane. I don't get it. But I'll probably make this into a part 2. Not part 2. I'll just edit it together, I mean later. But, yeah. go ahead and gather up our paper towel bits. Kind of a neat thing, I guess, to me, but it's not, you know, of any use to me, so you'll be pitching it. The other problem is I just get lawnmowers all the freaking time. Not a problem, I love it, but got this. We're out of room in the garage, so got a Craftsman here. I got it running. This one just had a carb issue. Anyway, it runs fine. Self-propelled works fine. Pretty nice mower. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need it. So I'll probably be selling it. This one here, I really didn't get that far, so you can see it's disgusting. It's all beat up. This one's the worst one I've probably gotten so far. Piece of square tubing, and welded some mini square tubing of some kind. Not tubing though, that's tubing. Square tubing. And this is not even that. Steel. Welded to the busted handlebar and snap right in there. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm just saying I got those 2 mowers in a 2-month period. So, and that's not all of them. There's another Craftsman. There's another Husqvarna I got, and this one now, and my grandmother's neighbor, just literally right down the street, talking to him. Oh, he's always fixing mowers, blah blah blah. Which, thank you, Grandma. And then he's like, oh, I have a mower. He's like, it doesn't run, but I mean, he can have it if he wants it, and he can fix it. So, yeah, and knowing who my grandma's neighbor is, he would have just babied this thing. So I can't wait to see what it is. Anyway, this is definitely the star of the show, for sure. And this is a keeper, I'm just letting you know right now. I mean, this thing has been in the family forever. Really don't know any history on it, other than the fact that either it was put up in the attic by the next people that had moved in, which I would just say names, but I don't want to get in trouble by saying names. Not that it matters, all I have to do is say first, but either it was my grandma's grandparents, or it was the next people that had moved in after that put this in the attic, and I'm not sure which one. Anyway, let's go ahead and let this thing get some water, I guess. Well, we're going to dump the oil out in a little bit later. Try not to spray directly on the... Oh, shoot. I don't know why I set the flood, but okay. Guess we'll use jet. No, I don't really want to get splashed with water. Look at all the dirt rinsing off of it already. There's the oil on the motor. There's the typical oily rainbow effect. It almost looks different, but it's on a red surface too, so. I do not want to spray in the exhaust. Okay, it already looks better. The paint looks extremely thin. I need to go get a garage key. Anyway, the paint looks very thin. I'm not even just talking scratches and nicks, it just... Seriously, that paint looks extremely thin, and it scares me because if I try to polish it a little bit just to make it look good with what's here, because I'm not restoring this. We are not restoring it. Every now and then I'll give a mower a quick little rattle can respray. I've never actually done a full repaint except for one, now that I think about it, and that was the biggest pile of crap. So I take it back. The oldest mower that I've ever had was I don't know the brand. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that it was a 1950s push mower of some kind. It had no handlebar, no motor, no nothing. I just loved the look of it because it had a vintage body. It was this antique thing. It was sitting in a garbage pile for the past who knows how long. My dad said it was there his entire childhood. And yeah, I pulled it out of there, so I'm sorry. But yeah, it was a pile. And I had a lot of fun sanding it down and painting it, but yeah, it had no motor. The body was literally broken, and it had these huge pit marks in it, and like it was junk, complete crap. There's a picture of it somewhere. I mean, it was a literal pile of trash. I'm not even kidding. Like there was nothing about it that was good. It was just the deck that remained. Just the deck. The rest of it was gone. Now this here obviously is complete. I mean, this thing is too nice. But I had fun messing with just literally a broken deck of a lawnmower with wheels on it. So with that, we will go right ahead and let me go run in and get a scrub brush, and I will be right back. Now, I usually don't film myself because I just feel weird doing this. Plus, I had somebody comment before that, I don't even remember what video it was. I think it was the Dodge Ram when I put the fender on it. And there was somebody, like, literally asking. He was like, I'm not trying to be mean, but he's like, is there something wrong with you? I don't know if he meant physically or mentally. He probably meant both. It's probably just like an automatic assumption that because I walk weird that I have something wrong with my brain. Although I probably do. To be honest, we have carts getting really slow for some reason. Go on. What are you staring at? Go. Get out of here. And that's why I would like to live where this car was. Or, not car. Lawnmower. So used to talking about cars. Because it's always what we have to work on around here. Or you just pick up things like that. Like a $200 Ford Escape. So anyway, like I said, this is why I don't film myself. It's probably just because I walk weird, if anything. I'm sure that's why. Or maybe I just look weird when I'm hunched over. I don't know. It's fucking weird. No idea what the comment was about. I don't even know who posted it. Sometimes it could just be my friend being an idiot, but... or messing with me. Anyway. I need a bigger brush for one thing. Well, I think this thing's already got paint work that was done to it at some point. The only reason I say that is because there's red paint on the pull string. Although that little rod that's in here has red and it could have just worn off. Yeah. I don't think this thing's ever had paint work done, actually, just by looking at it. Unfortunately, this stuff looks to be pretty well embedded in the paint. And I'm sure this is a lead paint. I'm not sure what else they would have used back in the 1950s. I don't really know anything about the 1950s. Other than they had some pretty sweet looking cars. For instance, the 58 Fury. or the Belvedere, which is like the same car, and 57 Chevy, even 55, 56, 57. But you get the point. I don't know much about the 1950s. I'm sorry. Plus, you really can't get your hands on 1950s stuff anymore. I mean, it's out there, but, you know, it's not really something you find at thrift stores anymore, for the most part. This stuff's kind of long gone out of circulation. What wasn't wanted probably 20, 30, 40 years ago is literally trashed, so. This right here is exhaust, and that's probably what that is there, kind of exhaust soot. But this is right here, 100% without a doubt, exhaust. All over the body. So this isn't going to come off. I'm not saying some of it might, but for the most part, yeah, that's not coming out. Unless I have a chemical that wouldn't hurt the paint and just kind of remove that exhaust carbon or whatever that is. But anyway, sorry, I'm not the best cleaner. I do like cleaning things, but as for properly cleaning it, I'm sure I'll have somebody, "You're doing it wrong. You're using a toothbrush. The nylon bristles are scratching the body. Blah, blah, blah. You're an idiot. You can't take this mower. You don't deserve to have such a piece of cool history." I don't know. I'm just saying, honestly, somebody will probably come after me. I would not be surprised in the slightest. Some old fart will be offended that I have this. I'm not going to do anything with it except baby it, but I'm sure somebody will get offended that I have this in my possession. Will the wheels clean up is the real question. I mean, they're red. Actually, it's not that. That's just rust. I'm not saying they won't have any cleanup at all. It's just, you can hear the ball bearings. Anyway, I'm just saying, yeah, they're mainly just because they're rusty. At least the front ones, I'd say. Kind of looks like they are. Okay. Yeah, you can tell. I mean, this has got to be lead paint just by looking at the way of the water. It looks like lead paint. Obviously, I don't know much about it, but it, just by the way of everything, it looks like lead paint to me. Oh no! Our sticker's coming off. Whoops. Well, it didn't rip. Or did it? Maybe right there? No? It's just coming unglued. So it needs to be glued. Okay, shoot. God. Give me a heart attack. I thought that ripped off for a second. I'm like, no. See, I clearly care about it. Probably more than I should. This thing's pretty cool. What's not to love about it? Plus, it's the smallest deck that I've ever had. An 18-inch deck. Never seen one that tiny in person. Actually, I think the one that I had before was an 18. Like I said, that 50's one that I just the body, know nothing about it. Okay. Just carefully rest it back on the handlebar and spray the underside out. Oh yes, 50-year-old grass, which has turned. It just looks like old grass, just brown. I'm not about to use Jet on that and get completely sprayed back with grass. Too early in the morning. Got some residue though. You can see the grass residue from there. Not much, but you see the green here. As for the blade, it's actually got some sharpness to it. I mean, it needs to be sharpened, but yeah. Okay. Inside of the wheels could be cleaned. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Not that I'm doing really anything here, but there's some grass. You can see the, not only the color, but little grass bits. No? I swear I saw some. Probably not. Probably all rotted away by now. Anyway. Back wheels look clean, kinda, so honestly I think this is where I'm gonna kinda call it quits. Just because the mower's actually in pretty clean condition overall. So we might just leave her like this. She looks good. Then I'll just go ahead and get a rag and dry this thing off. Rags are this way. Looks like we're out of rags, so we have a clean sock. And while yes, it is clean. Yeah, this is not really absorbing anything. I mean, it is, but I need an actual rag. Here's a complete t-shirt. I have no idea why it's in here, but it's in the rag bin, so I will just use it as a rag, I suppose. And truly, this mower, if anybody's wondering, it's going to stay as it is. Like, if I don't really have to change anything, other than, like I said, the oil, obviously, before I even try to start it and putting fresh oil in. I think it's pretty much out of oil. I think they drained it. But either way, I'm going to put the oil in it. The, obviously, fresh gas. There was no gas in it. But like for anything else, I mean, like I'm not gonna be changing the muffler to proper. Like I think maybe I will if I get my hands on one, but I'm not gonna be going out of my way to source it. You know, this is just how it was. It's era appropriate, and it doesn't look bad, not in the slightest. I'm not expecting perfection. I used to chase perfection. Like I wanted to have everything to be perfect. I wanted to be like original and yeah, but in this case, it's kind of not gonna happen, you know? So. There we go. I figured some more water would come down. And then we'll go ahead and wipe off the handlebar real quick, and then we'll end it for our part 2 later. Oh, there's a really old sticker on here. Not sticker, it's a piece of masking tape. It says down start. So you gotta push all the way down for it to start. Or would they mean push down like this? Also, I wonder who wrote that. I'm actually really curious who wrote that. I'm trying to be careful. I want to actually leave this on here. Obviously not original, but it's an edition that was put on over 50 years ago, so I will leave that on there. Maybe it'll help me start it. Let's get her out in the sun. Oh yes, after a good bath, definitely looks better. I wouldn't say perfect, but it definitely looks better. It's in pretty good condition. I can't even see what I'm looking at in my phone because the screen's all covered in crap, so. Well, anyway, for now, this is where it's going to cut off. You know, we'll put the part 2 in this video, so it'll continue on from here in the video. Alrighty, catch you guys later. It's been a while, but here it is. Getting ready to do the first start. By the way, the car it's sitting next to is from the same house, but it didn't stay there. I mean, it didn't stay there like sitting. It really, this car, it sat for like 10 years at one point, but that was in a garage at our house because it's my dad's car. But anyway, great grandma bought that new in '66. It's a '67 model year. Anyway, not the star of the show, but it runs and drives fine. I took the air cleaner apart. This was actually last night, and I put oil in it because it didn't have any in it. I would say it's probably just a smidge low. I mean, I just put it in last night so it could wick into the filter. I'll go ahead and put that back. Put a little wing nut back on. I poured some gas in too. The tank was empty, like I mentioned. So there's some fresh fuel Probably the first time that this mower's ever had unleaded. Just garbage gas, but she does clean up nice. She does. And I know it looks like it's been used because look at it. It's got clippings on it and other stuff. But it's just been sitting in there in the garage. And one unfortunate thing, if you watch the other video, I'm probably going to snippet these together. So stuff got blown on it. I think we have some straw in the back of the garage. Kind of looks like it. I don't know. Anyway, I think something bumped it because it was not like that before. I think something brushed up against it. I think with the same with over here. I think something else in the garage got nicked on it. That's the problem. We can't have this kind of stuff because stuff just gets thrown around, and so I'm sure a bunch of crap probably fell and hit this poor thing. We don't talk about that. Trying to baby it. It's gonna get put away. I just wanted to see if it runs before I try to put it away in the back of the garage, so nothing will touch it. But yeah, I got oil in there, and last night we went out and bought not last night, I think it was like last week, and it just sat in the garage. But I went out and got a big bottle of 20 weight, and filled her up. She was completely empty. So they drained everything when they put it in the attic for whatever reason. I mean, yeah, good mower, but I just don't understand why. But we have strong spark. In all seriousness, I have a really strong suspicion that this thing will fire right up. Could be wrong. But considering it has spark, air, it's got gas, oil, there's no excuse for this not to start. Plus it has good compression. So, it says pull choke, so I guess I will follow instructions. This guy is tight, tight, and tight. I'm down to start. That's what it says, so I guess I will use the ancient masking tape that somebody left on there. And I guess I'll leave it all the way down. So I'm gonna guess that's the throttle pulled all the way back. So, and I got the choke on. And my dad said this is what kills the spark. So, because there's no safety bar on it. Pre-safety. Or really just don't be a dumbass and stick your foot under it. Or let it go tumbling somewhere. It's actually kind of nice to not have the handlebar in case you need to like pick up a stick. Instead of trying to like reach over the mower, you can just walk out and pick it up. And not have to worry about the mower cutting off on you. Anyway. I guess we'll see what she does. Let me go ahead and... I wish I could prop this somewhere. 67 Chevelle, you want to hold the camera? Sure. Golden. Okay. Let's see what she does. This is not very even ground. I'm gonna break it. What the hell? Okay. I'll take it. Is it too low throttle? I don't think it wants the choke on. Smoking. Wow. That's impressive. Same time, I'm not surprised. Why wouldn't it run? There's no reason this would not run. Kind of see a little bit of a white. Don't ask. Holy cow, though. Yeah, it's smoking. I mean, it's just like floating up that way. It's a smoker. That's for sure. What in the world? Imagine, oh my. It's getting heavier. It's gonna shoot out a huge cloud on the road. Okay. Wow. Okay, it runs. I'm kind of surprised, but at the same time, I'm not. I mean, it had spark, it's got air, it's got good compression. Like, there's no reason it wouldn't start. Unless, I guess, it had a sticky valve, but then I don't think the compression would feel right. So, anyway, it runs. I'm not really surprised. That is really cool, though. And it doesn't sound like the carburetor needs any tweaking. That sounds pretty good, actually. Definitely a smoker. Probably needs some new rings. I'm sure it's quite worn. The aluminum deck appears to be in pretty good shape. It's got one little crack right there. I don't know what the hell happened. It was there whenever we got it, though, so in my defense, I didn't do it. It's not my fault. Anyway, I think it's a 53. My dad looked it up and said it's 58 or 59, but there's a front code. I was told the serial is what tells you your year. Told. And the first two digits I was told is the last two numbers of the year. So 53 would be it. So it's a 1953. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me how wrong I am and how stupid I am, but I would appreciate the feedback either way. Beautiful Toro, rescued from a farmhouse. Family farm. Again, car too, same place. I got several other things here I could probably make videos of just because of how cool they are. Hell, the other day I could actually have some cool videos that I think some people would enjoy. There's about 3 or 4 old AM radios out there, untested. They've been sitting for who knows how long. I could make videos on those. I have a whole big box of vacuum tubes I just got the other day. I'll have to make a video on that, like a big box of just vacuum tubes, working used vacuum tubes. So yeah, I mean, I could have some fun with radios and stuff. I probably still wouldn't have the right one, but anyway, I think that'd be kind of cool. But there you go. There's a working 18-inch cut Toro Whirlwind. I believe a 53. Somebody can let me know just how wrong I am in the comments. Thank you for watching this interesting revival.